Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today I wanted to share with you a method that I use to tie up this particular type of ratchet strap. And these are going to be the type that have the dual hook. If you have the flattened S-hook ones, there's a little bit different style for rolling those that makes it a little bit easier, to be honest with you. This style is common for your 2-inch straps, which I have a lot of. This one happens to be 1.5 inches. It's more of a lighter duty strap, but I use it pretty often on my truck. So the reason I chose this one is because it has a little different handle. So normally when I would finish this roll, I would hook this into the handle itself. But because of this style of hook, it doesn't, and just the way this is built, it doesn't hook very well into that handle. So I actually have to come down here and hook it on the bottom portion for the release mechanism, which works fine too. But I chose this one particularly for that reason. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is fold this down on itself, and then we want to lay so that the handle is facing down. Now on this one, what we want is when we finish with this, in the end, we want our hook to be facing upwards. So on ratchet straps, on most ratchet straps anyway, they'll have an indicator of which side is which. So for example, this one has a reflective strip that indicates this side of the strap. This one does not have it. So now that we know that, we can just go down here to the end, and we're going to choose that same side, and we're going to route it through, and then we're going to just pull the strap all the way through. Now ideally what I want to leave here, and this is adjustable after the fact by the way, so leave about 1 foot, somewhere between 1 foot and 18 inches depending on how long your strap is. Now what we want to do is we want to come down to the end of the strap, and we want to do the tedious part, which is rolling it up. Now in the end, I want this to roll up this way, so we're going to get the reflective side and make sure that goes to the inside of the roll. And now we can just start rolling the strap up. So you can roll it up loose to begin with, and then once you get about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 different wraps on it, you can just grab hold of the center, tighten it up. And the idea here is to keep this as uniform and snug as possible. Now in the end, I want the center hole here to be about 1 inch or so in diameter. I don't want it super tight in the middle because it's going to help us when we go to compress this roll. So let me finish this portion of it up, and we'll get it all rolled up. Okay, now that we've got it to this point, we want to take this side of it. This is the hard part with these, is finding a way to get that hook to settle in there right. Normally, if it has a really short run like this, then I'll just roll it back on itself so it kind of sits in here like this. Now we can take this roll and we kind of snake this and set it right on top. Now the reason we want that to compress, let me go the other way with this one so it kind of sits down there in that handle a little bit. There we go. That looks a little better. Now, like I said, we want to keep this as tight as possible, but when we finish this, we want this to compress like this. So let's check and see where our strap is. We want this to compress and be able to come around the back side, and if you have a short handle or a narrow handle, you can hook it back into the handle. In my case, I have to go a little further, so I'm going to give myself a bit more slack. So I'll just roll out a little bit more, and then recheck the tension, see where I'm at. And now I'm a little bit loose because I don't have enough compression in that. I want that to be a little bit further down. So I'll back it off again, and I'll just roll this up just a little bit. In fact, let me recompress this roll a little bit. There we go. Now we can push that down, bring it around. And once I get it there, if I flatten that out, oh, I didn't leave enough. Of course I didn't leave enough. So we'll pull out just a touch more, and we'll redo it. This is a little easier when I'm not doing it on camera because I'm trying to keep it in camera view at the moment. Normally I get this within just a few seconds, so I know that it seems like I'm struggling with this, but trust me, if you're not putting it in a camera view, then it goes quite a bit easier. So now we've got everything hooked in there. The reason I left that 1 inch there so that roll would compress down nicely. And now we have a completely wrapped up ratchet strap. It's ready to throw in the toolbox, and you're not worried about straps being all tangled up. So this is the method that I use for this 1.5 inch with these double hooks, and for my 2-inch ratchet straps. Hopefully you can get some use out of this. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I'll see you in the next one.